And hey everyone, it's Deborah Eckerling, author of Your Goal Guide, a roadmap for setting, planning, and achieving your goals, and founder of the Deb Method. And today I have a special guest. I'm so excited. But before I jump in, if you're new to Goal Chat is actually my weekly Twitter chat I do Sunday nights, and people come on and they share wins and set goals. And thank you to Mango Publishing. Goal Chat Live is now Monday afternoons, where we do a little bit more of the same and dive a little bit more into the special topic. And this week's special topic is video. And I couldn't really talk about video without inviting my friend Steve Dotto of Dotto Tech on, because he is the guru. Anyway, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, Steve, and then we're going to talk about goals, and then we're going to jump into video a little bit.
Okay. So what do you want me to say about myself? Just like who I am?
Well, yes. Well, Steve Dotto, Dotto Tech, and you've got a podcast and you do webinars, and you're actually like my go-to tech guy. Everybody needs to have one of those. And what else do you want to say about you? What did I miss?
I'm primarily a content creator. I have a YouTube channel, which is a how-to tech channel where we concentrate on technology, on how productivity and content creation stuff. So that's Dotto Tech is the YouTube channel. If you've been like learning how to use Zoom lately, you've probably been watching our videos. We've got a lot of videos that have been doing quite well lately. And as well, that's one side of our business, is the whole content creation side. But the real passion project that I'm involved in is I'm trying to teach baby boomers and Gen Xers how to remain relevant in the digital age. People that look like me don't typically make their living on YouTube. And but more of us should. So I've been teaching baby boomers and Gen Xers that they can be relevant in the digital age. They can reinvent themselves. And with all this stuff going on in the world that we're experiencing right now, I think we need options. How many jobs have been lost this last 6 weeks? It's insane.
A lot.
And so for people that are facing retirement, or all of a sudden people's retirements push back 5 years because of financial reasons, but they might not have the jobs might not be there. They still have skills, but they're going to have to find new ways to apply them. So it's more relevant than ever now, learning about doing what we do, making your living in the online space. So I teach them that. And
what I keep saying is my book came out in January, Your Goal Guide, and it's all about, when you face change, you need to, whether it's by your choice or by circumstance, you need to embrace it in order to succeed. And you are also a guest on my upcoming podcast, which I said I'm going to launch in April, and I'm running out of April. So stay tuned for that. But it's the fact that a book on goal setting and helping people readjust when facing change, and then 2 months later, everybody's facing change. I think you and I are even more relevant than we thought we were 1, 2, 3 months ago.
That's the thing that surprised me the most about this is, and I don't know, maybe it's because I was raised Catholic, and you probably have the same experience with your upbringing, but I feel guilty that we are busier than ever and that our businesses are actually doing quite well at this time when so many people are suffering. So we've been doing really great. Lots of people engaged. We're having lots of questions. We're bringing value to a community. Nevertheless, I feel guilty about that because so many people are suffering so much right now. Here I am laughing. I don't mean to be laughing at it. I'm laughing at myself.
Well, and yes, you're referring to Jewish guilt. I actually don't.
It's similar to Catholic guilt. We have so much in common.
We do indeed. But I feel more of it's like we're put in positions to help people figure out what they need to do. So
that's a healthier attitude than I have. I like that.
So, well, you know me, always the optimist. So I start Goal Chat and Goal Chat Live with the first question, which is, what was your biggest win last week? So have to answer. Before we dive into the video.
Here's the problem, Deborah.
What?
Is I can't tell what's this week and what's last week anymore. I don't know what weeks are. It's every day is the sameness. So, but I'm just complaining and I'm stalling. I'm actually stalling. Okay, biggest win last week.
Okay, it could be. I'll make it easier for you. What is your biggest recent win? What like stands out for something cool that happened to you recently? Let's do that one.
That's yeah. We've had. Well, I think just the performance of our videos on YouTube, how our YouTube channel has reacted to the entire shutdown, the people being stuck at home. So YouTube creators are getting so much viewership, and just the how engaged the community is. How, you know, I feel the positive side of all of this change is people are starting to understand the what we've always known, which is how effective you can be and how productive you can be without being in a physical traditional office situation. And you helped me out with it. You did a video with me for I did a video on, you know, working from home, tips from us who have worked from home for our whole careers or long periods of time to help others who are just starting to. So I think that the world is the winner at the end, because when we return to normality, the biggest win is when we return to normality, the world is going to understand that we don't have to do this commuting. We don't have to, people aren't going to have to be commuting for an hour and a half to go to their job the same way as they used to. That they can do that. They can do what we do. They can be effective. They can be reliable. They can be responsible working from home.
I had the same conversation less than 2 hours ago with one of my clients. We're saying, okay, it's going to take a long time for things to be resembling normal, but even normal is going to be new.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everything.
What yeah. is normal? And one of the things that I love about this forced working from home, forced technology, is I get to go to events all over the world. I get to do mixers with people I haven't seen in ages. And I keep talking about my friend Jennifer, Jen Ballard, who teaches UJAM in San Diego. She's been an instructor for a couple of years, and I finally get to take her classes regularly. You know.
Are you doing them? Are you clearing out and doing the workouts?
Yes, well, Friday, I'll admit I skipped a week. I intended to be there, but I have been going pretty every Friday, and it's great because this is one of my closest friends. She came to my book signing in January at Pages in Manhattan Beach, but prior to that, I haven't seen her in a couple of years. So it's really,
she loved teaching that UJAM. She did that at Social Media Marketing World. She tried to get me to come. I didn't come.
How did you not do the flash mob?
It was easy. I just told her I was going to be there, and I didn't show up.
Well, Jen, you're going to be tagged, and you can reply to Steve. And if you were watching, listening, I want you to be involved as well. First of all, thank you so much for tuning in, but also share your wins because we want to celebrate you. So Dotto is celebrating his great YouTube channel. I'm excited because last week it was announced that I'm speaking at LA Bookfest, which is this awesome event being put on by Desiree Duffy, and I'll put the link in here. So May 9th, one of the other benefits, all these conferences that would normally be in real life or new conferences are being created online, and it's giving me lots of extra opportunities to talk, which you know I love. Yes. So I am absolutely thrilled that she announced it last week, and I just want to spread the word because it's really great for a woman on Gold Chat last night. Rami lives in England, and she can go because everything is at our fingertips now.
That's going to be one of the interesting aspects. I think we've really figured out online meetings pretty well. The conferences, it's how effective they're going to be in the online space and how much value people are going to see. I know that I'm doing a spate of them. There's just like I think 3 or 4 this week. And so it'll be really fascinating to see what sort of things we figure out, how we kind of start to MacGyver them to really create additional engagement. Because I think it's a big challenge. The beauty of physical conferences is the connections, the content that you learn. The presentations are all good in that, yes, there is the value there, but I think we all come away with it's the connections. How did you and I meet?
We met because I saw you on TV.
No, but we met at a conference.
And then we met at Social Media Marketing World. We became fast friends. And I've known you for, 7 years in real life?
Yeah,
something
but
like that.
it was that physical location, sitting down, getting to know each other, right? So you could see each other. I'm hoping that these conferences can find a way to create that same level of engagement and that same kind of that same opportunity. I'm not sure we're there yet, but hopefully they're going to be there. And certainly as you say, the time that we have now, because you're doing this one in LA, it's a couple of hours of your time to get in to be involved. Whereas in the past, you'd have to travel, you'd have to park, you'd have to, for somebody like me coming from another city, I would have to literally fly there. It would be a several day excursion, which was now we can just, parachute in electronically. So
Yes.
there's certainly two sides of it. But man, I do miss, I just did Social Media Marketing World. That was the last conference we spoke at. And I'm just wondering when the next time is that any of us are going to get together physically in the same space again.
Well, and so LA Bookfest, what Desiree is doing, she's got AMAs and author readings and virtual booths and an after party. So I think she's really stepping it up. So I'm really excited. But the last online conference I did was Online Writers Conference a few weeks ago. And after my panel on mindset, I did a breakout room. And that really, Russell Nolte and Nick Nelson, who hosted that, created a really good space. And they invited me to do a breakout room. So I spoke on my panel, and then I did an hour, which I could only say is the equivalent to like people coming to your author table after you speak. And it was great. So I just did Q&A for an hour, a bunch of new members in the Right On group. So I think as people play with this new reality, there are a lot of fun opportunities. So I'm excited. Okay, So goals for the week, and then we're actually going to talk about video.
Okay. Now you want me to give you my goals for the week?
You can go first or second. And and Carol, who I met through you, I believe, Carol Hacklander.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so she said Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday she's meeting with her coach, Instagram yoga, last Saturday. So she had lots of wins. So Carol, if you're still watching and you want to share goals, anyone who's still watching, we'd love to hear what you're up to this week so we can cheer you on, maybe help a little. And I gave you some time to think about your goals, Steve, so you're welcome.
My goals are easy. I'm just trying to get the things, my obligations done. We're in the middle of a product launch or planning a product launch. So I've got a document that I've been working on, which is the core value of our webinar that we're doing for our sales offer. So that's my big goal, is to get that articulated and get that written. That's a lot of, it takes me a long time because it's heavy lifting. So that's my big goal.
Okay. Can I help, or you're good?
I'm good. Oh no! Okay. We're in great shape with it. Well, not great shape. I mean, I have so much input from my team and from our coaches on it that I'm bursting.
Awesome. Okay, and so my goals, in addition to my regular, client work, outreach, etc., Debness online, I am leading. I'm doing 2 workshops this week. I'm doing at Santa Monica Public Library. It was supposed to be a live event, and they said, "Hey, Deb, do you want to do it online?" And of course I said yes. So I'm really excited. That's tomorrow night. I'll put the link in. And then on Thursday, I'm doing another virtual lunch and learn for the Women's National Book Association San Francisco chapter. And this one is on social media goals. I did one 2 weeks ago on goal setting, and then I got on this little goal setting, social media goals tangent, and it became part 2 sequel. So I'm excited.
You like doing those things.
I do. I feel like a lot of this is an extension of my book tour. So in January, I did a bunch of events, went to several bookstores, got to meet my people, and now I get to meet more of them. So I hate to, no guilt. I am blessed that I get to be in front of more people, because I'm always going to take the optimistic route, because that's just what I do.
Excellent.
So, okay, so I want to ask you the questions, and they're kind of basic, but I know you can tangent for me, which, I love. What is the benefit of video?
Oh, video is a fast track to connection. I know you love writing, and I have so much respect for people who can write, but in this ADHD world we live in, so many people don't have the patience to get you through writing. Whereas video brings so many different communication tools, so many of our skills together. Your eyes, so you can see the tilt of the head and you can see the glint in their eyes and you can see the energy that they're putting forward. Your ears, which tell you so much about the sincerity of the person who's communicating. All of this stuff you can convey in writing, but people have to concentrate and read between the lines, and they have to read you long enough to get to know your voice. Whereas in video, they see you right there. And it's usually, okay, it's an amplified version of you, and it can be an edited version, but it's you. So we just don't have time to have these old school courtships to build community that happen through, at least I don't think we have it through writing. We need speed dating, and video is speed dating for relationships.
Okay. I agree completely. And as much as I love writing, I love video too. As we've discussed earlier, I'm not one to pass up an opportunity to get my message out to more people. And what I said on the chat last night was that video is the next best thing to being somewhere in real life. Mm-hmm. Thank goodness we have it, because do you know? I mean, you know how lost everybody would be right now.
You'd be totally lost. Yeah.
So, and as much as I love writing, and this is my first traditionally published book, but my third book, I think that there is something wonderful, about the whole, picking up a book or picking up a computer and reading words and getting people's voice. But you're right. We're in a land where we need to have the verbal communication as well as the written, because first of all, people like their content different ways. Some people like to listen, some people like to watch, some people like to read, but all serving the point of connection. I think they all benefit each other.
And so much of our communication is done here now. This is a fantastic medium for video. This is a terrible medium for writing.
This is true. This is absolutely, absolutely true. And I was talking the other day about, the value of, if you can't write, you can talk your notes. And someone asked me if I did. And I said, I have voice memo. Sometimes I use it, but usually it just means I'm going to have to transcribe me anyway. So I'd much rather be doing video or writing.
Do you know how I do a lot of my writing now?
Oh, please tell me.
I do a lot of my writing on the iPad. Mm-hmm. Where I use the stylus, especially my replying to comments and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I use Apple's dictation. So I'm just on the iPad. I will put it into the shot there. There we are. I'm just on the iPad and I'm going through. I'm just tapping on the microphone icon and I'm verbalizing so many of my comments. And I'm starting to use that for writing notes for my speaking notes and other things too. But it's not full-on dictation where you dictate lengthy. It's intermittent. Some dictation, some corrections, a little bit of keyboard stuff, but almost like a blend of techniques for doing a lot of the work now.
Well, you shared your favorite toy. I have to share mine. I got this portable keyboard.
Yes.
I got maybe a year ago, and back when we could leave the house.
Back when we could leave, yes.
Remember back in February when we could leave the house? I would not leave the house without this keyboard, because it's just so, well, you probably carry a briefcase of some sort. I'd have this, my phone, my wallet, sunglasses in my bag. That's pretty much my essentials whenever I left the house, because that would make returning emails while waiting for a meeting, jotting
notes. You can do that on your phone.
Yeah. So it's going back to, I will circle back. It all goes back to, what tools will you use to get the job done? And a lot of people now, I'm bringing it back to video, a lot of people now need video to get the job done, which is great. Because I think about all these people who don't live with family, and I feel absolutely terrible for them. Some people who are living with family would probably like to be living alone.
I worry about it. Yeah. Actually, Carol lives in the same community I live in. She lives in Ladner. And when we go for our walks, Shannon and I, you know, I see some people that I know live on their own, and I'm really worried about them. That's a concern.
It
I think
is, but
I worry about Shan too, because she has to live with me. But other than that,
hey, I haven't met Shannon, but she seems so cool.
she's a big star of one of my videos. We did a video on Zoom. Shannon's a teacher, and
Mm-hmm.
when the epidemic started, when we started to shut down here in BC, it was the same week as spring break. Literally, the spring break coincided, which I think ended up being a big benefit for us. But Shan came to me and she said, I think we're going to probably not be going back to school in 2 weeks. And Zoom is making it free for teachers. Can you show me how to use Zoom? So I said, well, rather than me just show you, oh, she's just really being nice to me right now. She's printing right now. She is a teacher. So I said, why don't we do a video together where I show you how to do Zoom and you act as my guest. You can be my foil. And we did that video like the second week of the shutdown, and lo and behold, she's had like 500,000 views. She's like a superstar on YouTube.
She is. Well, it was about time. You knew it was going to happen, right?
How much for my couch?
Yeah, I don't understand. I think someone's trying to comment on unless you're selling a couch. Are you selling this couch? Yeah, we have someone who is trying to buy Steve Dotto in the comments. This is
a nice chair. It's one of those comfy ones for one of the Scandinavian companies.
Anyway, I'm just going to guess someone's on the wrong thread, and we should go back to talking about videos and goal setting. What do you think?
It's in Facebook. It might be in the marketplace thing.
Ooh. Okay. Well, good luck in your shopping, Jalen. And now back to our regularly scheduled Go Chat Live. So you already know the answer to this, but I feel the need to ask the question, which is, how have you been using video? What types, what platforms? You use like all of them, right?
Yeah, I do. Now, I'm a big fan of YouTube, of course. And here's kind of my philosophy on video that I share whenever I get the opportunity. Is what we're doing right now, live streaming is great. But I think you have to be really careful about doing live streaming and making sure that when you create a live stream, that you create a video with intent. The beauty of YouTube is how do you start when you go to YouTube? What's the first thing you do when you open YouTube? What's the first place you click?
Well, if I'm not, it's usually the search bar.
Exactly.
Actually, that's exactly the last thing I Googled was
ding, ding, ding.
StreamYard.
It's the right answer. YouTube, when you visit YouTube, it's the search bar because you're looking. And so what does that mean? That's a powerful word. The word is intent. You go to YouTube with intent to watch something. That's the beauty of YouTube is when somebody comes to watch a video, YouTube has suggested you through search and you were watching it with intent. You're looking to get something out of it. When you go to Facebook or when you go to Instagram or when you go to Twitter, you're in a stream-fed environment. What are you going there for? Are you going there to look for information the way you are in YouTube, or are you going there to browse, to be entertained, to basically to kill a little bit of time? We go into Facebook to goof off primarily, to see what's happening with our friends. If you deliver valuable video into that stream that is like, say, I'm going to teach you how to use the labels in Gmail. A good video. If you're looking for it, very useful. But if I feed that video into the stream in Facebook, you're going to be going, what the hell are you telling me this for? I couldn't care less. Do you have a picture of your cat falling off the back of the couch? Right? There's a difference in intent. So you can actually end up pissing people off by delivering good content into the wrong channel. We have to recognize that our stream-based media is all about distraction. It's not about, it doesn't have intent. So when we deliver this valuable content into that space, we have to be cognizant of that. Now, you can create intent in a live stream by scheduling the live stream, by being consistent with it, by putting it into a group or into a page, by putting it into a place where people expect. But people who just get bored and think, oh, I haven't done any social media for a few days, I think I'll stream live now. And they take their video and they start streaming live. It's a colossal waste of time, A, but B, it can end up being a negative. It can have a net negative impact because you don't get it. if you could, so always, whenever you create any piece of video content, you have to do so with intent. That's in too many of our colleagues don't, too many people don't. But if you do, then there is nothing that's more valuable. It's the most valuable digital asset we have then.
And so you do a Friday live stream.
I do.
Where you're bringing people in, because I remember I was one on your
on one of your release,
which was great, and that's it. I look forward to it. It's one of the ones that I have pop up, and if I'm not in the middle of 100 things, which is rare, but I do try and make an appointment to come see you, and it is with intent. And I think the purpose of your live stream is similar to mine. Mine is to okay, let's get everybody motivated and excited about things, and how can we help and encourage. And we both schedule, we both share multiple places, and this is the way to use it in the live video. There are a lot of people are doing town halls on Facebook. They're doing exercise videos, things that are meant to entertain and develop community, which I think is essential for those.
You're absolutely right. But the key for me is I don't just pop up and think, oh, I'm going to do a video and then just throw it up. So this Friday, I already know who the guests are. I haven't scheduled it yet. I'll schedule it tomorrow. I don't like scheduling it too many days in advance because I don't want people to have to wait too long before it comes. But before you ever click on the video and before you ever come in, you're going to know what it's about, who the guests are, and what the main topic is. We call it unscripted because we like to keep it loose and we like to have as much engagement as possible. But as you say, I do create it with intent. Now, it's not always great value. Sometimes it's just killing some time. This coming week, it's going to be far more entertaining than it is valuable. We're going to be having some fun. We've got a little game that we're going to be playing with the people that are going to be on it. But
you're just teasing me by not telling me.
Okay, it's back when I did my radio show, I used to do something called App Wednesday, where I'd bring 3 guests on, and each guest had to bring me 4 of their favorite smartphone apps or applications in some space. And then we would pick the best 3 of them, and then we would let the audience choose their favorite of the list of the whole thing. So there'd be a winner and a losers, and I would mock the losers mercilessly. And then I would take the winning app and I would always use it as a demo for the following week on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to do that on Friday because I haven't done it since the radio show days. And it's a fun audience engagement thing. And I just recognize that right now sometimes we need a little bit of distraction. Maybe we don't need to be talking about how dire the situation is with the epidemic and all of that sort of stuff and job losses. So just trying to inject a little bit of fun with still some useful information.
Okay. Do people really just go on live and just start doing whatever? Do professionals do that?
I don't know how many professionals do, but I see it all the time in my feed. So-and-so's live. And I see so many times of so-and-so is going live, but I don't often see so-and-so is scheduling a live. You should see so-and-so scheduling a live.
Okay. Moving on.
Did you schedule this?
Yes.
Good. Well, then you're good.
Yeah. This is actually my 3rd Goal Chat Live. And I like to think that it's evolving in real time. So my early watchers, viewers, thank you. And again, thank you to Mango Publishing for giving me this platform. And they were this is what happened for years. And I have people who can attest to this. I said, I really should do a Facebook Live as a after Goal Chat sort of thing. And then the wonderful Brenda Knight from Mango said, hey, Deb, want to do a Facebook Live? And I'm like, okay, something that's been in my head plus opportunity. And each week, so the first week was on online events, lots to talk about. Second week, I learned how to schedule. So I scheduled the one on staying healthy. And this week I introduced having a guest, and I kind of like this format. So I'm enjoying the evolution because as much as I love to talk, and I want, if you're listening, to please chime in, share your favorite things, share your wins, share your goals, share your resources, and let's all get let's all help each other. Let the brain trust really flourish. So that's how I guess I just answered the question. That's how I'm using video, to sort of give people lightness, information, and empowerment.
Now, you know me, I'm a tools guy. You're using StreamYard. Is this the first time?
This is my first time on StreamYard, yes.
How do you like it?
I like it. I'm sorry?
It's pretty simple.
Well, I've been using BeLive,
Yep.
and I don't dislike BeLive, but I like StreamYard better.
They've made it very, very easy. Yeah.
And so I'm gonna stick with StreamYard, I think, for the foreseeable future. And I think I love your idea of waiting. I think I scheduled this Friday, so just a few days in advance, and I think I'm gonna keep with that.
You know, that's a great tip for, especially today for webinars, for any of these things. Here's what happens when you schedule things. And I do a lot of webinars. We do tons of webinars. If you schedule your webinar 10 days out, a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to do a webinar, I'm going to put it in 10 days. And you get people that are interested. They book your webinar, and the webinar tools all have that nice little functionality where they'll put it onto your calendar. Isn't that great? That's an awesome thing. In the real world, here's what happens. 10 days out, Deb's doing a webinar. I want to hear what Deb has to say. Love Deb. Boom. It's on my calendar, Thursday afternoon. Now, for the next 10 days, how many times is somebody going to say, what does your Thursday look like? It's good. Oh, I got this thing in the afternoon. And it goes from, I'm really looking forward to Deb, to, oh, I got this thing in the afternoon. Oh, it's gotten in the way, like, oh, maybe I can move it. I wonder if there's a replay. And before you know it, this opportunity that you've enrolled in becomes an obligation that's a weight around your neck. That's what happens.
And no one wants that.
Nobody wants that. Whereas if it's 3 days out, oh, Deb's doing a webinar? Great, I'll book it. Now, you don't have time for it to become an obligation. You don't have time to see it lurking in your calendar like this thing you have to do. It's like a dentist appointment all of a sudden. Oh my God, I got to do this webinar that I promised I was going to come to. And so that is the thing. That's why you don't book these things too far out in advance.
Do you realize, this is going to sound really strange, some people are going to be really excited when they're let out and they actually get to go to the dentist?
You know what I did? I in my video that I recorded yesterday, I said, I think I'm 40 some odd days into this staying at home. As soon as I finished the video, I decided to look up what the last time was that I was out. And guess what the last thing I did was?
I'm going to say the dentist.
The last thing I did on Friday, just before the lock. Now I do our family shopping, so I have gone into the grocery store once every 2 weeks or so to do grocery shopping. Whereas my wife, she hasn't even gone in the store. But my dentist appointment was on Friday. Hers was on Saturday, which was the first day of her spring break, and she hasn't been anywhere since either. So our last public things were dental appointments.
Wow, that's such a sweet couple thing.
Yeah, I really wish it was the barber. Oh.
Okay, last question that I want to address, and of course you've already mentioned several of these things, but we're going to go for it anyway. What are your favorite resources for creating video? And I'm going to give my answer first.
Yeah.
Because you're going to like go off on 20 different little paths, but I believe, and I've said this before, for video, whatever's easiest for you, so you actually do them. So phone, computer, Facebook Live, Zoom, YouTube Live, computer, phone. I think it kind of starts with what technology you're comfortable with that you're going to use, and then you go from there.
Yeah.
Okay, now riff, please, riff.
Well, you know, investing in a comfortable setup is well worthwhile. And for example, the setup that I have here that you see, and you can see a little bit of my office behind me. When we moved into this house, I set up this studio I recognize that people want to see a little bit about you. I used to do all my videos with a green screen, and I would key my face over top of the video, and it was a good technique, and it was great for tutorials, but it didn't necessarily do the job of making people feel warm and fuzzy about Steve. My personality does to a certain extent, but seeing where people live, being comfortable in their environment is something else. So I also didn't like the hassle of always having to have the green screen set up and lit. So when we moved into this house, I said, I'm going to make this a CNN type office, an office that I can do every type of video from. I can host my normal show from it, my normal videos, but it could also work for live streams. I could do blogging from here. Anybody that watches my content regularly knows that in the wider shot, you'll see Farley's dog bed over there, and half the time Farley is doing something crazy in his dog bed while we're doing it. It lets people inside my house, and inside, to a certain extent, inside. So, but what it means is I never have to think twice about doing a video. I've got a great camera. I've got great lighting. I've got a wonderful microphone. I've got an environment that I can do a live stream at 10 o'clock at night or 4 in the morning or whatever it is right now, 4:30 in the afternoon. I never have to worry. My gear is set. It's ready to go. I sometimes get a little bit bored myself, but it always works. So having a really good, reliable setup. Most money you invest on your entire audio in your entire setup, invest in a good mic. Right now we're on your headset mic. I wish we were using a Blue Yeti or something for you. Your audio would be so much better. People will always people will watch poor quality video that has good quality audio. They won't watch good quality video that has poor audio. Our ears are far more sensitive organs than are our eyes. So if you're going to invest in any one piece of hardware as you set up your systems, get a good mic and learn how to use it. Read what the manufacturer says about where it's positioned and all of those sorts of things. That's the number one thing. Number two thing to invest in is good light. Every camera looks better if you've got decent light. So if you have a nice ring light or something like that, setting it up so that you have it. I've got beautiful picture windows here that give me great natural light, but when they're not on, I have LED lights that I can turn on that fill it in. So good quality light is number two, and then get a good decent camera. That's it as far as hardware setup is audio's first always. As far as applications goes, if you're on a Mac, learning to use a tool like ScreenFlow, which is a screencasting software, which is the easiest one to edit with and create. We create all of our videos with it. It's a magical tool. It's mystical and magical. It's just it's so flexible for creating screencast videos where your screen becomes a character in your piece, which we use for explaining everything. It could be videos, it can be pictures, it can be screens, it can be applications. ScreenFlow to me is kind of the magic sauce. We use it all the time. So those are the kind of the go-to resources. A really trustworthy physical setup that you have, and then really mastering one piece of software. You mentioned using a phone and other things. If you don't have a good computer, you're not inclined to set up a permanent location like this, getting comfortable using your smartphone as a video platform, investing maybe a little bit in a few tripods that you can use to set up for things like that. That's a really good fallback position because the camera and the mic on these are excellent.
Well, now that I feel sufficiently microphone shamed, I do have one.
Why aren't you using it?
Because because this is how long it was between when I did my last podcast to the new one. It was not functioning properly. So I guess I need to just have a nice chat with it and get it working properly.
Do that.
Okay.
So are you recording your podcast without your good mic?
I will be recording them on my good mic in the future.
Are you feeling bad? Are you feeling like I shamed you?
This is how I am feeling. I feel that at some point during this conversation, I talked with my hands and I unplugged my microphone from my computer.
Now it sounds way better.
So there you go. So yeah, we've been doing most of this with just the computer microphone, but I think I sound better now, don't I?
You do sound quite a bit better. You're a little quiet, but you sound way better than you did before. Well,
people usually do not refer to me as quiet, so thank you.
Well, don't feel bad that just take a lesson from it. And people don't think about their audio, but I always think about audio. I'm always thinking about it.
Well, and so I've got a bonus goal for the week, which is in addition to getting my Change Happens podcast out to the universe, which I will admit it. I need to get back on the podcast platform horse, but I'm going to start by releasing these as videos because I like talking to people. I like that element of it, and stop stalling the technical of getting my podcast out in the world because Why?
It's just sometimes getting off the snide and getting going. And I'm going to tell you right now that the improvement in the audio quality just by using that headset mic is already like 50% better.
Well, I just say it's a Monday thing, and I've asked for it by scheduling my lives for Monday, and I'm owning it. So
good for you.
There I go.
All right.
Okay. Do you have any final thoughts? Oh, and Sweetie Berry said ScreenFlow is great.
Yes.
So
Sweetie Berry is absolutely correct.
So I just have to show that.
Isn't that great how you can drop in the comments?
Yes, I'm gonna do that one more time. So labookfest.com is coming up on May 9th. And
go ahead.
Oh, and I've got those 2 webinars this week. So tomorrow is the Santa Monica Public Library virtual goal setting workshop, and Thursday is the virtual lunch and learn on social media goals for writers. So look for those links in the comments. And so I've got my goals. I've got a very busy week, and I think I'll do something fun. I think self-care, the fun balance, is the thing that everybody needs to be incorporating a little bit every day. So I want to know what your fun goal is for the week.
Oh, we're having a party tomorrow night.
You are?
It's our 2nd anniversary of our wedding. So we're actually we're going to have a Zoom, and we've let everybody know, and we're going to be inviting all our friends that were at the wedding. Come and just say hi.
Oh, nice. Well, happy anniversary.
Thank you. Shannon wants to wear our wedding clothes again. But I think, no, I'm not sure. Unless I can wear her dress, which might be kind of fun.
Are you live streaming this, or is this a private?
It'll be on Zoom. It's not going to be for public consumption. No.
Then I say wear whatever you want.
I know. We want to have fun.
I think one of the things that we can do during this challenging time is to find ways to have fun. I think it makes a whole lot of difference.
Yeah. And we have to make an effort to reach out more, because it's too easy to just cocoon.
So I would love for you to share one last tip. If there's something that you want people to glean, if they take away just one thing, one tip, one goal from today.
The intent thing, when we create content, if you're creating video with intent, you're doing it with the right spirit. And that if you do that, you're on the right path. And don't worry about production values. Get good audio, and the rest of it, people, our threshold for broadcast quality and worrying about things has dropped so much. It's about the content. It's about being a real person. It's about letting your personality through and creating real engagement. That's video is just so brilliant for that, and there's so many different ways to approach it. Just have fun with it as far as that goes.
Love it. Video with intent. That is everybody's bonus
word
goal.
Of the week is intent.
Intent. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Steve Dotto, dottotech.com, and you can find links to your podcast and your live streams everywhere there, right?
Yes, and Webinar Wednesday. Join us this coming Wednesday. We're looking at your best browser plugins, how to really optimize your web browser. And I've asked my community, I've got hundreds of people's favorite browser plugins. I'm going to be going through them and finding the best ones.
Ooh. So exciting.
What's your favorite web browser plugin?
I like OneTab.
Okay.
Are you familiar with it?
Yep.
So if you're not, for those who aren't familiar, it's a great plugin because if you have 27 tabs open and you're about to go live and you want to close everything, it will condense everything into one little window. And then later, they can magically reappear for you. It's a great time saver, and I probably save, when I'm working on client projects, I'll also put them all together, and then I will merge them. It's very helpful. So I actually had an answer for that one. I was hoping you weren't going to ask me, so I can share. Okay. Thanks again, Steve Dotto, for joining us. Thank you, Deb. To everybody who's watching, please share your wins, share your goals, share your favorite video tools, resources, thoughts, And I'm Deborah Eckerling, author of Your Goal Guide and founder of the Deb Method. And you could find me at thedebmethod.com or basically on every social platform. Just Google me. And I will hopefully see you all again next Monday, 4 p.m. for Goal Chat Live, 4 p.m. Pacific for Goal Chat Live. In the meantime, do something fun every day, do things with intent, and do your best to make the most out of the situation. It's all good.
Good job.
Bye. Thank you.